Welcome, everybody. We are back. Shinobi Yomi. We have
Here it is.
today. We have Nabu Hinomaru, Jesus J de Alma, and Lee Yi Si. The other two folks are just observing. Our one of our players from the other games. They don't have characters yet, so whatever. They just want to be RPG voyeurs. So last time, last time, last time on Dragon Ball. Sorry, the guys at the Club Hikibara, our crew, our motley crew, was involved in not involved in, but foiled an assassination plot on the club's Yakuza underboss by the name of Kazuya Tanaka. Now, in foiling that attempt, one of our other players who is not here because he is in Florida bracing for the worst, and I hope everything is okay. I'm sure it is. He engaged in the combat, was almost critically injured. Well, actually was critically injured. And so they're tending to him, but he managed to take out two of the assassins. Now, for Jesus, what'll end up happening as far as you coming into the action itself, you were there on assignment, just trying to get in with the local Tanaka clan. The Tanakas are the purveyors. I'm sorry, the Hamada clan, not Tanaka. The Hamada clan are the purveyors of gambling and prostitutions in this district. So you were trying to insinuate yourself in with the group, but as a gaijin, and not even a white gaijin, you're finding it extraordinarily difficult. They're testing you at every level. What ended up happening as you were engaged in conversation, shots were fired. There was a melee, a scrum by the entrance of the bar. One of the players, he took out Kazuya Tanaka by a feat of acrobatics, because Kazuya Tanaka is a small man, small by Japanese standards, almost the height of a Chinese man, which infuriates him to no degree. And he expresses that fury outwardly in a hair-triggered temper. His men are fiercely loyal, and he is to him. You know that's been his MO. That's on his sheet. However, to anyone outside of his inner circle, he constantly tests and prods to see if there's any real fidelity to his clan, especially with outsiders. And he hates Americans. The only thing you have going for you is that you are not technically an American, but you are dark-skinned. You are, I think, in Japan, outward hostility towards blacks and browns is muted, but it does exist, especially for the young men and trying to prove themselves, and those in the criminal underworld. So you have to
What
be,
year is this?
huh?
What year is
It's
this?
current. It's current day.
Okay.
So the idea that you're going to ingratiate yourself to the clan is an uphill climb. You've made some headway, specifically with the contact by the name of Sho Tanaka. There's a lot of
What was that
Tanakas,
first name?
so Sho, SHO.
Sho. Okay.
So Kazuya Hamda. That's just me, because apparently I'm a racist and I only know Tanaka. So the underboss's name is Kazuya Hamda. And
Pencil.
let's see. So by the time you were able to navigate through the crush of people that are trying to exit the club, the action had already the scrum had already passed. One of the assailants, well, actually, two of the assailants were incapacitated and or killed by the time you got there, and boss Hamda has been taken to safety or exited the club.
The boss of the Hamada clan?
Yes,
Okay.
he's the underboss of the Hamada clan.
Okay.
All right.
I have some notes here from last time. We
Sure.
didn't get too far, but somebody stole tech from
Yes.
Shinjo Robotics.
Correct.
Okay. Um, is that me?
That's me playing music in the background. Do you have external speakers? It seems like it's on the feedback loop. All right, hold on a second. Should not be playing.
Okay. I have a couple other names here. Mikiya Shinjo recently lost her son to Yakuza violence at a club, just like tonight.
Correct.
And I have the name Atsuko. I don't know what reference that is, though.
Atsuko is one of the other players, and that's Dwight. He's not here, as he is fortifying his dam in Florida.
Gotcha.
Okay, but he also worked for the Japanese government undercover, and he was coming at it from the nativist point of view.
He was the one helping me try to ingratiate myself into the Hamada clan.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna pick up with Hinamaru. They have pulled him into his SUV, his armored SUV. Drove about 5 minutes. Stopped the car as he's barking orders to his men. He's on his cell phone, typing, texting, and then he gets a call. He's screaming into the phone, wondering what happened. How was the security breached? And blah blah blah. Then he notices you. He's like, "Who the hell are you?"
Me?
No, he's talking to Hinamaru.
I don't know.
I can barely hear you, dude.
I was the one that got you into the vehicle.
Can you turn your volume up? I don't know if that's a thing. So I have the music low on my end, so that should not be an issue.
Can you hear me now?
I don't think it's any better. Anybody else?
I hear him just fine. I hear him fine.
Let me just turn up my volume then. Okay. So he's looking around at his men. He's like, "Do any of you know who the fuck this guy is?" And at that point, you're just like, "I'm the one that." At least a half dozen desert eagles are pointed at your face.
One that saved your life.
And he's just looking around. He's like,
I'm
right.
The one that picked up and ran you over.
Like, nobody picked me up. Who the fuck are you talking about? No one picks me up. No one. You hear me? He's just like, he's like, he just waves his guys the guns away. It's like, he's like, you. It's like, he's like, you want a job?
Sure.
I need somebody competent to watch me. Like,
Not a problem.
So he looks you up and down, and he reaches into his the lapels of his jacket, pulls out a stack of American money, and he throws it at you. He's like, "Buy some new clothes. You look like shit. You look like them from now on. Now get out of here."
Okay. All right.
So as you're getting out, one of his guys hands you a card. He's like, "Be at this address tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Don't be late." And he's like, "Close the fucking door. I don't want somebody taking a shot at me, you fucking idiot." So, he's just standing there with a what looks like 10,000 American dollars.
All right, so I put it away and I'm gonna go get some clothes. Basically a new wardrobe.
Okay, so you're maybe about 2 to 3 blocks away from the club where he dumped you off, and you can still see people milling about. The cop, the flashing lights from the cop cars that are outside the club. Are you going back to the club, or are you just heading on out?
I'm gonna peek the club for like 30 minutes to see what's going on, and then I'm gonna go and see if there's any place open that I could get some clothes.
Okay. Now, it's approximately 1 a.m., and that would leave Jesus and Lee Yi Si in the club. We'll just say, I think everyone has a loose association. There's no deep friendships as of right now. You either have a working relationship or you use each other as contacts. And for the most part, I will say that for you, Conrad, for you, Jesus, you and Lee Yi Si, which is Steve, have that association. So you were not aware that he was in the club until he comes out from under the crush of people, and he's by his friend, your cohort, or I wouldn't say co-conspirator, but your co-undercover, who you can see he's smart. He is writhing in pain from a broken ankle.
Oh.
From a broken leg. Yeah, he caught a kick. He caught a side kick to the leg that snapped it.
This is Atsuko.
Yeah, Atsuko. Yeah. It's like, damn it! Where's my guns? Sorry, that's fucked up.
Head over to Atsuko.
I'm gonna take him to the vet.
Do I know Lee?
You recognize him? Yeah, he sells antiquity. He's a pseudo fence, and he sells stuff to tourists and whatever. But on occasion, you guys have collaborated to share information. So it's like I said, it's a loose association.
Gotcha.
Any deep, meaningful friendships will have to be developed through the course of gameplay, if that's what you guys end up doing.
As I'm trying to get my own arm under Atsuka's shoulder, I'm asking Lee, "What are you doing here?"
Me? I got invited into the club. I was having a good time, and then all of a sudden, the freaking hell broke loose.
Side note: Lee is Chinese. You're Dominican, so you're both outcasts. So that's another. That's another a tie that binds. But anyway, go ahead.
Help me get him to the hospital, I guess.
Yeah, the cops finally break through the crush. They come in immediately. They don't head towards you, but at least one of the officers comes over, and he's like, he's looking. He looks at you guys, gives a cursory glance, doesn't ask if you're okay, but does see the assassin face down, some 5-6 feet away from you guys. So he immediately goes over and goes to check on him.
The guy we fought, we left him inside.
Yeah, you guys were trying to get out, right?
Yeah, we were outside.
Oh, you were outside. I'm sorry.
We dragged him outside. That's when I ran into him. He
Okay.
said, remember?
Yeah.
You literally just said that.
No, I thought you were inside. I'm sorry. It's been a while. So, all right. He had made his way past you. One of the detectives comes up, and he goes to Lee. It's like, you. What happened here? And he's looking at Atsuko, who's just, trying to be brave, even though he's in agony right now. I've never had a broken leg, and I don't want to, but I imagine it does not feel good.
No, I don't think it does at all. It came close. I got a sprained ankle.
I separated my shoulder, and I thought I was going to cry. If memory serves, I did cry.
I told the officer that we were assaulted.
So
these strange men dressed in black just decided to assault people.
What do you
My
mean?
friend, he was defending himself.
Yeah, officer, stand your ground. Okay. What do you mean? Was it a fight? Is it a fight over a fight over women, money? What?
I have no idea.
Two drunk guys getting into a bar brawl?
I have no idea what caused it, what started it. All I know is that I was just caught up in the middle of it, and we were just defending ourselves. And I described the assailant to him.
Okay. As he's writing and you're describing, you can see him reflexively start getting slower in his writing. Like, this motherfucker is telling me a ninja is attacking us. And, he's alternating between his notepad and you, and you can tell he's trying to assess whether or not you've been doing some
extra sake.
Yeah, the powdered sake. Now, at that point, two EMTs come over with a gurney, and he hands you his card. He says, if you can think of anything else, just give me a call to the station.
Give him a nod, and I take his card.
Mm-hmm. You do see Hinamaru. He's like directly across the street. He had made his way back, but he's not coming close to where you guys are. I would imagine he has an allergy to police.
Give me flashbacks. So.
All right, so I followed the EMTs to the ambulance.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, they are you family? Only family can ride with the injured. Like, no,
I tell them, no, I'm not.
Well, you can see him at the hospital. It gives you the name of the local hospital, and
okay.
They load him up. He gives you the thumbs up, and close the door and drive away. But so that leaves you two there, and Hinamaru's directly across the street. Now
I waved to him.
Okay.
What do I know about Hinamaru?
He's a stuntman, and Atsuko vouched. Atsuko knows him and knows that he's another way to get into the crew, because he's also he also is a wannabe yakuza. But you're natural born Japanese, right? You're well, not natural born, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I walk over to him.
Same here.
How are you guys doing? What happened?
I'm about to ask you what happened.
There was an assassination attempt, it looked like.
What? You're low, dude. You really are.
Yeah, I don't know. Where's your mic? Is it like 5 feet away in the next room?
It's right here. It's right literally next to me.
I hear him just fine. Y'all gaslighting him.
Hold on, maybe my fucking volume is just weird.
Nah, because I can hear you guys louder.
Mm.
There it is.
Don't use that beta male term here, sir.
Well, that's maxed out.
Gaslighting. Ugh.
So no, like I said, I was asking you what happened. I saw you jet out of there.
Well, they were trying to assassinate Tanaka.
They were trying to knock out the boss.
Yeah, I saved them.
Oh. Okay.
All right, is that better?
Much.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was able to help him get away.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Lou, can I have on my notes that Sho Tanaka was my handler.
Yes, he's across the street at the door, talking with that detective, and they're going back and forth. He had every once in a while he looks over in your guys' direction as he's talking.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, so
So I tell Hino and what's Conrad's
Jay.
cousin again?
Jay.
Huh?
Jay.
Jay.
Well, I'll tell them too that they took the hospital they took Bucky to.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So at this point, you're there about maybe 5 or 6 minutes, just trying to piece this together. Show comes across the street. It's like, you guys okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're all right.
This guy got beat up pretty bad, but
So yeah, I wasn't able to see anything. I was outside when these people started pouring out, and he says, "You saved the boss. That's a good thing. That'll definitely move you up move you up the ladder. But you just got to be careful. It's like, you got to be careful. People that move up that fast are usually there's a lot of jealousy in his crew, because he's a very generous when he rewards people that he likes.
So
So I think we should call it a night. The cops are in there. There's no way I'm gonna be able to see what's going on until they leave.
I have to go get some. You need a place that's open at this time? I could get a suit.
So he's looked at. Oh, he gave you suit money.
Yeah. He told me to be somewhere 8 o'clock in the morning, so I need some now.
I think I know a guy. So he's American, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he only deals in American money. It's weird.
What's scraping? That scraping sound.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
oops, that might have been me.
What are you filing your bunions? What's happening right now? Thought he had a pumice stone. He's just scraping away.
I didn't think anybody could hear that. So just touching the edge of my tablet. It's crazy.
Those things are sensitive now.
Oh, yeah.
He knows a guy that does business with the Hamadas, so he'll put you in touch.
All right.
So if you go now, it's late, but I'll give him a call. It's going to cost you extra. I hope you got enough.
He gave me 7,000, so.
Yeah, exactly. I hope you have enough.
Oh God. So yeah, go
Okay.
get the address and then tell these guys where I'm going.
He said, "Did you guys happen to get a look? Did any of you happen to get a look at who it was that was attacking? Did they have any? Did you see any faces? Anything that might tip us off as to who it was that attacked?"
Quick question, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
Since some clans have distinctive weapons to their clan.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's shurikens, I have a shuriken. I'm gonna say, well, I got one of these. Would I know what clan is it from? They was hired.
So he puts out his hand, and
I hand him the shuriken.
he's just looking it over. You notice that he's touching it with his thumb and forefinger, not his whole hand.
In case it's poison.
So he's like, "You didn't handle this without gloves, right?"
No.
That was rhetorical in that you handed it to him.
Yeah.
So he said, "Yeah, you might want to be careful with the edge here. This looks like he's trying to angle it towards the neon lights that are in the area, the ambient neon. He says this looks acid etched."
Oh wow.
And he's just like, as he's running he like taps his the tip of his thumb with his nail, and you can hear a distinctive ting. It's like this thing is razor sharp. Now you guys, those of you who did see it, you know that it is, because those things cut deep and bit deep into anything that they hit. So imagine, if you will, the shuriken from Ninja Assassin, and how they went deep into the wood. I don't know if you haven't seen those. If you haven't seen that movie, I recommend it. It's a fun watch. It's not, you're not going there for Oscar-winning performances, but it's just straight up. It's straight up violence.
What do you call it? I hand him one of the knives that
Ninja.
Here we go.
That's not being a voyeur.
Tanaka,
That's an
right?
interrupter.
Don't make me beat up any more of your NPCs, buddy.
You know what? I need to write down his name.
Who?
Dwight.
Atsuke.
Tanaka, right?
No, it's
Kaiser or some shit.
Kaiser Sose. It's Atsuko Saburo.
Saburo.
And they say the last name first, traditionally.
Yeah.
Saburo Atsuko.
Saburo Atsuko?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Atsuko.
His first name is Atsuko, last name Saburo.
So it's Saburo.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell him that
Saturday sugar. That's what it sounds like.
I hand him the weapons that we retrieved from the guy we fought.
Okay.
The blade. And I tell him that Saburo retrieved this from one of the guys.
Okay. So he takes it out from its scabbard, and he just, you can tell he's, he has some proficiency with the weapon as he's moving it around, and he looks into the wood stock of the scabbard, and he's, trying to put it to his ear, sniffs, and he's like, "Yeah, this is definitely poison. None of you were cut by this, right?"
I wasn't.
So he closes it up and hands.
There was a guy that was cut up. I forgot his name. He was with Dwight.
There was a couple of guys who were cut off.
Mm-hmm.
No. He was with him. Before you came onto him.
That was Tanaka, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
No, it was. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, so then you guys aren't talking with. So Tanaka's gone.
He's in the hospital.
Yeah, never mind. So anyway, we'll sub him in with someone else.
It was the head bodyguard that was like defending everything. He went toe to toe with one of them.
Right.
Yeah, that was him.
Okay. All right. So.
And then I gave him the description of the guy that we fought, the two guys we fought.
So that could be anybody. Assassins don't necessarily wear clothing that says assassin, or ninja on headbands. So you should. He leans into to you, Jay, and he says you should probably have this analyzed. It's like to you, Li Yi, Is this, can I have this so we can see if we can analyze it?
It was like, it's not mine. It's Salvador's. So just get it back to him later.
Yeah.
When he retrieved it from him.
Once he's all patched up, we'll get it back to him. So,
All right. I mean, I got no use for that.
so you guys should probably
analyze
the weapon.
the knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I would look around, look at them like, well, it's kind of late for me. I gotta go get my prayers together. If you guys need me, you know where the shop's at.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get my suit.
Mm-hmm. And for Jay, obviously the station is open 24, but the laboratory may not be.
Mm-hmm. I'll do it as soon as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, tonight seems like a bust. So everything got broken up. So I have to reset for tomorrow. Do I have everybody's number?
That's up to them if they want to give it to you. But
You got my contact information.
okay.
Sure.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll be in touch.
Oh, Lou, I always keep my phone on silent. Not even vibrate, silent. I always look at it on and off here and there.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a flip phone.
Seriously? Right.
Yeah, I like everything traditional, old school.
Is rocking the flip. Rocking the Motorola. Hello, Moto.
That's all I have now.
All right.
All right. So I guess I head back to was it hotel room?
No,
Whatever
they
I'm
set
saying.
they set you up with a small apartment in this
Okay. That's right.
in this district, because again, you have to be, in order to get in with the clan, you have to be local.
Right.
You have to live local. You have to be local,
Okay.
and they watch to see who is not. Okay, so for Hinomaru, once you make it to the tailor, what he customs for you. With the how many suits are you going to ask for? Because each suit is going to cost at least 2,000 American.
I've been like 2 suits.
Okay. So you
For now.
knowing who sent you, he said, "I'll have them ready for you at 7. Be here at 7 for your final fitting, and then you can make your appointment." Everything indicates that he's well versed in this process. He wishes you good luck, and yeah, it's better luck than the last 3 that came through here.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Next morning, you get the call. That's way too much. My bad. The next morning you wake. You get there at 6:59. He's just opening up his shop, sees you coming in, and he hands you one of the suits to go change, and then a secondary suit for you to pick up later after you're done.
Okay. I'll pay him.
Okay. Steve's camera's
Yeah,
Steve's camera's acting weird.
It's the hotel Wi-Fi. It's garbage.
Jesus.
It's being hacked.
He's being hacked real time by the Yakuza.
Too many buzzwords on here.
All right.
And I'm gonna ask for a 3rd suit, but I want with an extensive amount of pockets in it, hidden pockets.
He can do that for an extra 500.
I pay him. That's 4,100.
No, it's actually 6,500.
Yeah, 60. The third suit. Yeah, their math sucks. So yeah, 6,500. I pay him.
All right. The once you get to his compound, and by compound I mean just that. It's just outside the city limits. The road you can see is heavily patrolled. There's some traditional housing in the area, but everyone that's there works for the Hamadas. What the fuck? This thing's always that ear blasting sound. Now, you had to take a car, but I don't know if your character can drive. Can you drive?
I would have Ubered or
Okay, you would have taxied out. All right. So
Yep.
once you get to the compound, the driver he drives you up to the main gate, but then quickly turns, knowing where you are. The guards, they pat you down, let you through. The compound itself is ornately traditional. Cherry blossoms, water fountains, wood and stone pathways. The pagodas are immaculately kept. There's servants. There's definitive class rankings within this compound. But towards the main building, it's a little bit more modern in that you can see antennae. You can definitely see power generators, and there are heavily armed men that are patrolling the outside. Dark men in black suits with dark glasses, submachine guns. All of them are wearing swords, not swords. The what do they call them?
Katana.
Not the katana. The smaller blade.
Wushika.
Yeah, they're all carrying one of those, and when you
Wakazashis.
Yeah. So
Wakazashi? I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wakasashi.
now, once you get to the main main courtyard of his sprawling estate, the men again they pat you down, they wand you, make sure that you don't have any. He's extraordinary at every level that you get closer to the main house. You're getting some sort of security sweep, mostly for electronic devices. They ask for your phone, and by ask I mean they say phone.
Yeah.
All right. You get to the main house. You take off your shoes, obviously, and go in. And you can see him. He's practicing with a kendo sword. He looks like
Napoleon hitting a pinata.
yes, he looks like George Costanza in one of those kendo suits that's custom built for a man his size, and he's trying his best to keep up with his instructor, who is surprisingly firm. And you don't see his face, but his voice is very matter of fact as he's hitting him, and by all accounts, everything should be the reverse, but Kazuya is not. You don't hear him like getting like verbally angry or abusive. He's just taking his hits and just trying, and finally he gets knocked down with a decisive blow to the solar plexus with the kendo sword and a sweeping back kick to the chest. So at that point, the man, his assailant, lifts up his helmet. I can't remember what they're called. I actually don't know what they're called. Okay. And you're a pseudo in that shadow world, but you do know him. He is Tetsuya Hamada. He is the boss. And he's just yelling at him for his weakness, and Kazuya gets up. He gets into the traditional pose, just obedient, takes off his, and he's just getting berated about his form, pretty much everything that an instructor would not do to a traditional student. So that's leading you to believe that there's some familial connection. At one point, it's confirmed when he says, "Yeah," he's like, "Yes, Father. Yes, I will do better." And he looks up and he sees you, and he just turns. Right, and it's a good thing you did, because everyone else is at that 35-degree angle as he's just going off.
Yeah.
And then he turns and walks out of the room. Oh, you hear as he gets up and he turns and he's saying, "What are you looking at, asshole?" He walks off.
Okay.
So he's just standing there like,
I follow him, I guess, since I'm there to protect him.
So immediately two of his guys, they close you off, put their hands out. So where do you think you're going?
He hired me to protect him. That's why I'm here.
They both look at each other like, hired him. It's another one of those guys. They're having this insider trading talk about the next one, the new one. So yeah, sure, kid. Why don't you go over there and sit and wait?
All right. I'm new.
I'm new. It doesn't matter. I'll take the abuse.
Steve said something in chat. He's
No,
claiming
not
that
even-
he's gay.
I'm
and,
not looking at the chat. So
Stop projecting yourself to me.
projection. On the Zoom chat. Okay. The men. All right.
It's the second one. That's the face mask.
Okay. The
Right after the men.
doe.
No. Is the man is the helmet, and then the face mask is the whole
Homun. Homun.
Yeah, that's the mask.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, for the rest of you guys, the morning is a little bit unremarkable. Standard breakfast. You get everything that you need for your morning rituals. There's a difference in that there is a car sitting outside of your shop that you've never seen before. It's a luxury Mercedes sedan with tinted black windows.
Ooh.
Oh,
Right,
that's.
so-
I mean, I know I didn't stop for a dramatic effect or to hear you. I was just thinking now, or for you to take an action. Once, at one point, as you're looking at the car, just measuring it, because you're not in an area where these types of vehicles often traverse. There's the driver comes out. He's burly, heavy-set man, probably in his early 40s. He walks over to the door, opens it up, and from then out comes up this woman in this extraordinarily beautiful yet later-aged woman. She's probably around 55. She's impeccably dressed. She's wearing all white, and she has an all-white pantsuit, but it's form-fitting, and you can tell that she takes care of herself. And she walks and she starts walking towards towards the shop doors. At that point, you hear the knock.
Oh, I go to the door and I open it. Welcome. How can I help you?
It's like, Lee,
Please come
this
in.
is the Lee you see.
Yes.
So he's like, I'm here for a prayer. She's like,
Please come in.
Thank you. She comes in, and she's just looking at your shop. She's looking with she's not looking with disdain. or any sort of disgust. It's just more of a taking measure of this the environment that she's in. She's like, I understand you had a run-in with one of these, and one of her men, he hands her a box, and it's an ornate purple wood colored box, and she opens it up, and you can see one of the shurikens in there.
So I look at it like, yeah, there was a altercation at a nightclub that I was invited to.
So he closes it and steps back. He says, "Please, may I sit?"
Sure. I get her a seat.
And takes out opens up her purse. And he's like, pulls out a pack of cigarettes. He's like, "You smoke?
No.
May I?"
Yes.
Thank you. Arigato. It's like, I'll cut to the chase. I understand that you are a purveyor of certain goods, and you survived one of these encounters, which is a good thing because the men who use these weapons don't usually leave survivors, even in an attack so brazen.
Okay.
Just say, I'm going to level with you. I understand that you are dealing with a level of an underworld that is extremely dangerous, and you were involved. Therefore, you are now a person of interest in what's happening. And what's happening is my son was taken from me.
Your
And
son?
And at that point, you're just like, oh shit, you've seen her before.
I recognize it?
You've seen her at passing. You've seen her on a billboard, one of those animated billboards, and hold on for a second. The fuck? Because when I wrote this down. What?
What's all that chirping about? All I see is a Dairo.
I don't know.
No, I was going through my character, my 2 physical skills.
Really gotta do that. Oh, this is good.
Do I recognize? You said I recognize it from a billboard. Do I know her name?
Trying to find it. I know I gave it to you guys. She's
Mikia
the
Shinjo.
she's the woman.
Mikia Shinjo.
Thank you very much.
Mikia?
Rukia?
Mikia.
Mikia.
Maybe that's what I heard last week.
Mikia Shiro. She's a scientist.
Lou,
Shinjo.
you know what I need, Lou?
Mikia,
Bar
Shi-
company.
Mikia Shinjo.
I need a, what you call it? A journal, if you can give me one.
What? In your character sheet?
Yeah, I need a journal.
I thought that was like SOP. I thought that was standard with these character sheets.
I don't know where to write.
You have to put it in.
Oh, I did not know that. I should have done that. Let's do that. Nah, that's not good either. It's weird. Player journals. The handout, PDF, journal. No, that's not it. How am I? Walk me through it because I don't think I've ever done that.
So go to add notes. So go to your character sheet, right? Where my character sheet is.
Yeah.
You should be able to add player notes.
It's called handout.
Handout, yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'll do that for everybody, just so that you guys can. There you go. All right, you see?
Yay.
Okay, there you go.
So you say her name was what?
Okay.
Mikia Shinjo.
Shinjo Mikia.
Shinjo Mikia.
Yes.
Shinjo Robotics.
She's the CEO?
She is the CEO. Like 6 months ago, my son decided that he wanted to be a gangster. 6 months ago, I had an heir to my company, someone who I was grooming, who was ready, and somehow he got mixed in with the wrong element. I don't know if it was drugs, alcohol, women, gambling. Could be a mixture of all of it. But what's important is whomever turned my son against me convinced him to take something very, very important from me, something that has to be retrieved in order for my company to survive. And I cannot lose my son in the process. Some things are irreplaceable. But at the same time, there are people with specialized skills that may be useful, and I'd be willing to pay handsomely if you would help.
Do you want me to get your son to come back into the fold?
Well, first, I have to find my son, and she says, I mean no offense, but you're not Japanese, so it would be advantageous for me to utilize your services, because if something should happen, no one would believe me. No one would believe that I would hire you.
I'm like, that's understandable. There's no offense that I'm not Japanese. I don't take no offense to that.
I would imagine not. Please forgive me.
I
have some business to run. I have a business to run, so I can't really stay too long. There are a lot of interested parties looking for that piece of technology. I would pay very handsomely, life-changingly handsomely, for a man who looks like he could use some improvements to his surroundings.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe deal in actual. She stands up and starts, passing her fingers along some of the stuff that you know are fake. She's like, maybe some genuine artifacts, perhaps.
I can certainly look into. I could certainly look into it. No, I mean, a lot of the stuff there is replicas on purpose. It's not like I'm trying to hide it.
Yeah, but she's an outsider. She doesn't know that.
Yeah. Just I will look into it.
It's wonderful. Since
If I find anything, I will alert you.
That's wonderful. And she motions to her guy, and he produces a rectangular box, and she grabs it from him, pulls it open. It's like if she opens it like a ring box, and then flips the cover on its other side. She pulls out a phone. It looks almost glass, like a piece of glass that's translucent and surrounded by like a titanium, and she holds it out to you and she says, "Please put your thumb there." Now, right on the display, you can see a thumbprint symbol.
Put my thumb on the display.
Yeah, after about 5 seconds, you can see it's cycling through the cycling bar, and she said, "There, now it's coded to your genetic signature. No one else could use this. So it's untraceable, and it gives you access to a limited degree the network that you may need in order to do some research. Because this and her guy leaves the case on your counter. She's like, that should not exist anymore."
Okay.
So I think,
look at it with great interest.
It's just like, I think you'll find it very interesting, someone of your curiosities. You might want to start with the lining of the box. And she's like, "Good day to you." And she turns and leaves. And
So
she leaves. I'm sorry, go ahead.
As she tries to leave, I produce one of the charms for the home.
Okay.
That brings her luck. With one of my actual charms, the authentic charms.
Okay.
And I handed it to her man.
So, she intercepts it. She said, "No, please," and takes it. She looks it over. She's like, "This is..."
So I present it to her, and I open it up. It's a scroll. It's a charm that brings luck to the home, and it gets better the longer you own it in your house.
Oh.
It's like, since she came here for a blessing, I give her the blessing that she came to look for.
Well, thank you very much. Domo.
Yells a blessing of death and cut your throat.
All right. Now, so she say, "Thank you very much." And she bows, leaves. As she's turning, her guy comes. He comes over and reaches. He reaches into his. He's one of those imposing, not saying much, but he will probably snap you in three.
Yeah.
He reaches into his lapel and he produces an envelope, and he says, "For your trouble." And he turns and walks out.
Right. Take the envelope and thank them both.
Mm-hmm. It's $50,000. It's the equivalent of $50,000 in Japanese currency.
Oh, nice. 50,000 yen. Where's my inventory? Equipment.
So she said, "We'll be in touch. Please keep that phone handy."
I put it inside my robes.
Okay. Now for Jay,
Sir.
you reach your safe. You had reached your safe house. The morning report came over, and your encrypted line. It shows you it shows you the autopsy photos of the two assassins. Unlike most gangsters, neither one of these men is Japanese, nor excuse me, scrape that. Neither one of these men, while Japanese, has a blemish on their skin. No tattoos, no identifying marks, nothing. They've had their fingerprints scorched off or acid etched off, and they have no identifying marks. That they're going for dental records now. Both of them were. They estimated that both of these men were at least 20 years old. One maybe younger. They don't have any ritualistic scars. They did find puncture marks on a total of 6. 3 on the left and the right side, just underneath their, just on the side of their rib cages. They're examining those. And by puncture marks, you can see like whatever gauge needle they used was big enough to leave a scar.
That's odd.
They're taking their blood for toxicology. They're trying to run the entire battery of testing. So far, the first examination, they found nothing. The coroner that was working on them noticed that there were some surgery scars that were hidden just underneath their the base of their skull. So they're examining that. They were able to
Both of them.
On both of them, yes. They were able to determine that they were altered. They have what they believe to be cybernetic implants.
What's the nature of the cybernetic implants?
They are controlling aggression, controlling the hypothalamus, controlling the adrenaline. So it could be some sort of mind control device. They still haven't been able to they're just in their initial phase. So this is all speculation, and this is what the doctor was able to see on a base X-ray. They have to do an MRI and then do the full autopsy in order to dig deep into how what the nature of those implants are.
When we saw them last night, I know you said they were dressed in black. Were they actually dressed like ninjas?
They were dressed. I hate the word ninja, but they were dressed in traditional assassin's garb. They had the tabby, they had their weapons, but nothing else. And they each had well, one of them did, because one of these guys took one. One of them had a parchment with the name and a really crude drawing of Boss Tanaka.
Okay.
Wait, I said Tanaka. It's not Tanaka. But anyway, Boss Hamada.
Okay. Have we run across anybody like this before?
Interpol doesn't have anything. They've been running them through databases. It could just be a murder for hire. They're trying to run through any obscure assassination assassins that fit the MO. That's going to take a little bit of time.
Okay. And it's the autopsy report, right?
Yeah, the initial autopsy.
Right. I want to get the parchment to the proper people who can investigate that and maybe possibly narrow down where it was made or where it come from.
Okay.
Outside of that,
as you're looking through that and getting your notes there, your own personal notes, you get a call from Sho. He calls you. He's like, "You made it through the night. How's it? How are you doing?"
I'm doing fine.
So yeah, I got that kid over here. What's his name? The Hinomaru kid. to be fumbling around. Boss is taking the boss is taking a liking to him, but that's not necessarily a good thing. So I got to look at. So I got to keep an eye on him. But I got a meeting with one of the lieutenants this afternoon. In about 2 hours, I need you to be at this location.
Okay, I'll be there.
So what was that? Who were they? Do you know? It didn't seem like a rival gang.
Investigating right now, trying to figure it out.
So yeah, well, the sooner we figure out who these new players are, the better, because we have enough shit with these people, with these Hamadas as it is.
That's for sure.
It's again, whatever tech that they're looking for, if they're subcontracted out, then we need to know, because these guys were highly skilled and they got past a lot of levels of security in this place.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll let you know as soon as I do.
Okay. All right. Just be careful. All right. A couple hours go by. We'll come back to well, I can't come back to him. He's not here. Now, what, if anything, were you going to do, Lee?
Me?
Yes.
So, well, the first thing I'm gonna start doing is checking out that phone.
Mm-hmm.
So see what I could do.
Yeah, it links directly. It links directly. You can see it. Shinjo Robotics has an internal network, internet. It's super fast. Now, obviously, you're in Japan, so the connectivity is far and away superior to American connectivity. But this is
Connectivity.
yeah, well, I mean, the internet, the speeds in which data travels is far superior to American. But
Okay.
this piece of tech is very advanced.
So I'm gonna use it for exactly what she gave it to me for. So I'm gonna start looking up her son.
Okay.
See what he looks like. Whatever information she has there about him, last whereabouts, last place they saw him.
Okay. So there, it gives you all the news reports for the most part of where he was. He had a phone that was pinging in different areas over the course of over the course of a month, and then it just dropped off right around the there's let's just call it the Shinjuku area, and that is a place that is known for
Suicide Forest?
no. That's what the Shinjuku is, right? Never mind. Let's just change that. But it's a province that deals with manufacturing, and they have a robotics plant. That's where her mother and her competitors, they get a lot of their chips. They get a lot of their raw materials for their builds. But there's a pocket in there that has to do with artifacts. It's one of those places where you know of it, but they are highly traditional, meaning that they very rarely deal with outsiders, and it's expensive to get in, even for those who can get in.
That's the last place he was seen?
That's the last place he was seen, yes.
That was pinged?
Mm-hmm. That's the last place his phone was pinged, and he ended up dead at least a week later.
And the phone was dead a week later, you mean?
No, he was dead. He's dead.
He's dead.
She wants you to find out where he was and
what
happened, and if you can help to find where that tech is. That's what she's looking for. She's looking for answers. Specifically.
Wow. So I truly can do this. This is the one thing that I actually can do. Where did he die?
He's like, they need me.
No, dude, like you have no idea. I actually have 2 spells that will let me talk to this guy directly and find out where he was.
Okay.
I just gotta find out where he died at.
All right. So his body was found floating in a pond that is maybe a quarter of a mile from that site.
So I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
I'm gonna pack up my shit, pack up my papers and stuff, and I'm gonna go there.
Okay. The
See if I can find this fucking book.
so that's gonna take the you let me backtrack. Cars. Who has a car? Who can afford a car here? I don't think anybody.
It's
can.
Japan, though. We all got bikes.
Okay. No one has a car. Everyone's bikes, mopeds.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I don't know about them, but I got a bike.
Okay.
I got an e-bike.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've got a bike too, but I've got a car.
Okay.
I like an e-bike.
All right. So it's going to take you maybe about an hour to get there by bike. There is a train that goes near there, so that'll cut your travel in about 30 minutes.
The bullet train.
No, but
Good movie though.
It's fast.
yeah, those are fast. Now, okay, so that's where you're going. Going back to Hinomaru, the rest of the morning you're just patiently waiting. Some of the one of the servers, he comes out. She comes out. She's wearing a traditional whatever they're called, outfits, and brings you drinks, snacks, lunch, and eventually he comes back out. It's like, you. Kaza, yeah, he slides the door open. He's like,
No, so go.
His men are all, they're all in the sitting kneeling position as he goes around the table, and he's sitting. There's a long black wood table, and he has varying writing equipment, a laptop. You can see a nickel-plated 45. His a sword here. So it's an amalgam of different items that is sitting at the desk, and there's a cushion on the other side of the table. I say desk, but table. And he does the points to it.
Emotion. Right. So I go sit
So he's just,
or kneel.
yeah. So just for the sake of argument, we will all assume that the characters have a grasp of the traditions of how to sit, how to stand, where to stand, so that we don't fumble through it. So he's just like, I'm going. He bows half. He says, "For saving my life," and he takes the gun and pops open the clip, looks at the thing, and he rolls that around to the front to the front. Then he grabs one of the swords with his family's crest on it. It's one of those. It's one of those Japanese lions, and he slides that over to the side of that, and yeah, and he slides that over to the other side of the desk, and on that, a man from his right comes over and kneels, and he says, "What is your name?"
I am Hinomaru Nobu.
So he writes. You can see, as you're talking, he's writing. And where do you come from?
Kyoto.
And who is your father? Just make it up. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. George, there you go.
George. He's like, kill him. No. So he goes through this list of who you are, where you come from, and says, "Do you swear loyalty to the Hamada clan from this day until your last day?"
Yes.
Liar! No, you're going to sell us out to the Lich. He's like, yes, I'll serve you.
I serve them now.
Well, he says, you showed bravery when my men showed incompetence. You continue to do that, and you will be rewarded. Fail me, and you will not.
Die.
Are we clear?
And yes.
So he stands, you stand, and sits, and he points to a cushion on the other side, on the honored side of the table.
Okay. So I go sit there.
Okay. The rest of the afternoon is preceded by him going through the progression of his business with men coming in and out. Men and occasionally a woman will come through. He deals a lot with the locals and mediating complaints. For a man with a short temper, he's extremely kind with old people and with children. There's a side of him that you didn't think he had. So that's going to be your afternoon. I'm going to slide back on, and then we'll move it on to the end. I'm going to end this early because I got a lot of shit to do. But for Jay, you finally get to your meet. You were meeting with. No, you weren't meeting with anybody.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was. Show told me
Okay.
and said he wanted me at a particular
Yes.
address.
So once you get to that spot, it's one of those ginkgo parlors. That's one of his fronts. He operates like a small bookmaking operation in the back. So once you get past all that noise, and you get to the back, he has a couple of guys that are dressed in civilians, but you can clearly see where their concealed weapons are. And they nod you through. And he goes back. He goes to his office all the way in the back, past old machines and boxes and shit. And he's just like, once the door closes, he's like, "What the fuck happened?" It's like, he goes over to his computer. He says, "Take a look at this," and he starts playing the surveillance from inside the place. Now, for the most part, every spot that they have a surveillance camera in, it essentially covers 95% of any visible spots in that club. So for anybody to sneak in would be a virtual impossibility, except that they did. And at certain spots in that, where there were shadows, you can see, again, it's just like in the movies. Well, 1 minute the camera passes, the next minute that shadow seems to double and multiply and move in different directions.
Ninja magic.
Oh, it's like you're seeing this too, right? I'm not just. It's not just me. I've seen this 400 times. I've seen this so many times. I can't believe it. It's just like a Hollywood one of those shitty karate movies that you see. It's real ninjas. Is that what we're dealing with now?
Bro, I've seen a lot of things. I can't discount this. Until we know for sure what we're dealing with, we gotta accept all possibilities.
It's like flying white men in tights. I see. This is in the world that we live in. There are superpowered beings. There are metahumans, but as far as like these things are from history, the ninja clans were written about and discussed, and their urban legends, all that other shit, and they were popularized in movies. So all of that does exist, except here we are with a literal interpretation. He's just like, this, whoever these guys are, they have to be metahumans. There was no way that they could have gotten into that club otherwise. Now, if there's metahumans here, we have a bigger problem. But they can be killed. And then he fast forwards, he goes to a timestamp, and then you see Atsuko and Lee engaging in combat. And you say, look at that. Say, look at that little Chinese guy go. Because he's just hitting him once, and the guy's just like, just like getting super stunned.
Stunning.
And then Atsuko goes in, but at one point, Atsuko catches a spinning kick to the leg, and you can see him, like that at that point where you just see someone immediately wince and then fall to the ground.
Yeah.
That's the moment that his leg snapped. But somehow they managed to survive. So maybe they're metahumans. So what do you know about them? Do you know any more than I do? Are you not telling me something?
At all?
Huh?
Show doesn't know them at all?
He knows them, but again, it's one of those. It's the same thing. Atsuko, he's worked with, but for him to survive an encounter when everyone else was getting cut down,
right?
And for this little Chinese guy to survive.
Listen. I came here to Japan, man, and everybody's kung fu fighting. I can't call it, Everybody. They are who they are.
It's like, that's racist, right?
Extremely, since it's karate, not kung fu.
Indeed.
It's like, this is Japan, asshole.
But Lee is Chinese, but
Yeah, but that's not kung fu. I know what kung fu looks like.
He's soft bitches.
We got to take it for what it is right now. If they're metas, then they're metas. If they're not, then they got a little special something going on with them. The important thing, though, is I found out some information about these assassins.
Okay.
They had some cybernetic implants that might be enhancing their abilities.
Oh, shit. So they're not freaks. They're just super freaks. They're just It's like they're just. It's like now we're dealing with Terminators. Like,
what the hell is that snow leopard on your lap, dude? Jesus Christ, that thing was huge.
So that's not good. That changes. That could change everything. That could mean it's a rival for Shinjo or Shinjo that sent them. They are looking for their tech.
This is true. Didn't we know what the tech was? Like, there was something very.
It was something to do with surveillance.
Yeah, it was the next gen surveillance.
Okay, look how big he's getting.
He's gonna sacrifice you soon.
Snow leopard.
This is this is gonna, if this is bringing out competition, then this could mean some sort of shadow war that a lot of people are gonna get hurt in the process. This is a miracle that a lot more people didn't get hurt at that club. This is all told. They have at least a half dozen casualties and about a half dozen civilians that were injured, and about 15 of the Hamada clan that were cut to pieces.
Mm-hmm. This is not good. All right, so let's break this down again. The Hamada clan stole the tech from Shinjo.
Yes.
How long ago was that?
It's been about it's going on a month this Friday. It's Tuesday now.
Okay.
No,
And
excuse
how
me.
long
It's Sunday. So this makes 3 weeks.
And her son was killed, or
Her son was killed.
disappeared?
Her son turned up dead about a week ago.
A week ago.
So this thing has been floating around for 7 days, and we don't even know if they've cracked it, if they've attempted to. Who has it? We believe that Kazuya Hamda has it, and he's making noise about some new piece of software that he has that he's looking to sell on the black market. And we're talking about the international black market. Really bad people.
And who's Kazuya Honda?
He's the underboss of the Hamada clan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Kazuya Hamada, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Basically, my boss's boss.
Mm-hmm.
No, Tetsuya Hamada is the big boss. Is the what is it, the Obun or something like that?
That's the little short dude.
The short dude is Kazuya. The older one is Tetsuya. I gotta keep these names straight. Tetsuya.
Tetsuya.
Mm-hmm. Anybody that aspires to a boss position immediately becomes a Hamada. So whatever their last name was, if they're not directly related, they become a member of the clan and change their name.
All right. So if they stole the tech like 3 weeks ago, and her son ends up dead a week ago, I'm just trying to get like the order of things, like why, like they wouldn't have killed her son if they had the tech that they wanted, unless they wanted something from him, and he wouldn't give it.
It's possible. I never saw the kid. I knew that they were keeping him at the main compound, but I haven't been invited yet, which is why this Hinomaru is a problem. Because we've done business.
Maru's a problem. Why?
Because he knows he has an idea of what I do.
No, I don't. I'm an idiot.
I usually have him do some odd jobs here and there, but some legs need to be broken, some markers need to be called in. But I'm not supposed to be doing any of this. I'm doing this off book. And I do not need him dropping dime on me to prove his loyalty. Because he is a betrayer. No, I'm just kidding.
It was him!
He's a wizard.
Just last night, there's an attempt on the underboss's life by some cyber ninjas.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. Just hearing it.
Tell me about it.
No, I role play. It's fine. No. They have the role playing skill in the book.
Yes, they do.
Which is weird.
I love it. Never seen it in anything else. Role playing game design.
It's 1 PE.
Okay.
I mean, these are 3 puzzle pieces that somewhat go together. I just can't really figure out exactly how or why.
Yeah. So, and with Atsuko out of commission, we're gonna need to find this guy. He points to the screen with the Chinese guy. He goes by the name of Li Yi. Works out of this district. He deals in fake antiquities.
Yeah, doesn't he have a shop?
Yeah. Maybe you should go visit. Take a look.
I'm a priest. Damn it.
I can do that.
Yeah, they don't care.
I think they don't care.
I can do that.
All right, I'm gonna close up shop for today. I gotta report back in, and I'll update you on anything that comes out of those autopsies.
Got it.
Just be careful. The They don't know. They still don't know about you, but it's not like you blend in.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Had to be a Dominican. Oye, loco.
Coño.
Dímelo cantando, primo.
I'm gonna go visit Lee right now.
Okay. All right. So time dilation aside, Lee, as you are leaving your shop, familiar face just happens to be coming around the corner as you're closing up. You just looking down the street as he's riding up. Are you driving or are you on your bike?
Me, I'm gonna jump on my bike and
No.
go.
I'm
I got
talking
paid a
about.
shit ton of money to
Talking
go
about
fight.
me.
I'm talking about
Oh, you?
Jay.
I was driving.
Okay. Yeah, you can see him. He's closing up his shop and he's heading towards his grabbing his bike and about to head off as you're pulling up.
I just honked the horn. Can I give you a ride?
So I look at my bike, I look at his car, and then I look at the address. I'm like, yes. Yes, you can.
You said an hour by bike? Heck yeah.
Yes, you can. Okay. You're in the car. Go.
After I came into his car, I asked him, what brings you?
Well, let's talk on the way. What do I know that they know about Show? I don't want to give up.
Well, Sho is he's a colleague of yours and is a colleague of Atsuko. For them, he uses them for info, and he pays them off. They're essentially CIs.
Okay.
If I'm going to boil it down to its base components, they're essentially CIs. But they don't know that he's a government.
Okay. What time of day is this right now?
Right now, it's about 2 p.m.
Okay, so I know Hinamaru already had his meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna ask Lee. Last night, what do you make of this whole situation?
Me?
These
I
two
don't know.
guys.
I was just protecting some kids that decided to take me out, and then I saw this guy get into a scuffle. So when I went back in because I knew he was in trouble because I saw him into that fight. There was a lot of dead people in there, so I was worried a little bit. When I went back, I saw him in the middle of a scuffle with that dude in black. So I jumped in to help him. Other than that, I don't know what the fuck is going on in there or what any of that stuff is about. I was just trying to look out for. I was just looking out for the kids who took me up.
I mean, you handled yourself pretty well. Did these guys in black seem, I don't know, different to you from anybody else you might get into a scuffle with?
I mean, the fact that they were. I mean, he was hitting this guy pretty hard. I've seen combatants before, but he was pretty hard pressed. So, I mean, I don't make too much out of it. They were just better fighters than him. In the end, I mean, they lost because it was two of us against one of them. So,
I thought it was two assassins.
Well, I caught the tail end of that fight, and I helped him with the other guy.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm going with. Don't look at me like that, Lou.
I would never.
Yeah. Without revealing too much, I think those guys were enhanced in some way.
What, like drugs?
Possibly.
Oh well, then that would explain why this guy took a beating and broke his leg.
Mm-hmm. God forbid we come across any more. Just be careful.
Well, I don't have any intentions of looking for trouble like that. That
Of
just happened
course.
that day.
Right.
No.
So as we're going, I give you the address of where I want to go.
I would hope you give it to me before we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead in that way.
All right. So, when you get to the location, it's one of those weird. It's an industrial side, a lot of warehousing, some factories here and there, but in the middle of it, there's an old style park that was preserved. It's one of those oases in the middle of all this burgeoning technology. There are people that are there that are there's a small pagoda with that's a makeshift temple, and that's at the center of it. It's on a raised it's like on a raised platform, and the way I'm thinking of it is the temple from the Wolverine movie where he's in Japan.
That's what I was thinking too.
When they do the burial, so it's surrounded by all this modernized, but this is a place where people are coming to be to bring them back to their roots, to pray, to enjoy the afternoon. It's a fairly warm day. It's I don't know what the Celsius. I'm not dealing with Celsius, but it's about 72.
It's fine. You're good.
It's about 72 degrees,
it's a nice,
and it's a very comfortable, warm day. You can see there's three main fountains, or four, excuse me, that are positioned perfectly around the temple, and the one where her son was murdered is the first one. It's the one facing the north side of the park.
All right, so I'm gonna go straight to that one, where it is. You got the Mr. Chandler book open?
I do not, but hold on.
I got it here.
So go to page 78. It's called View Ghost Drama.
Okay.
Ghost drama.
Yeah.
Range 50 feet, 5 minutes per level of experience.
Well, I need Lou to read it
Psychic.
because that way he can interpret it when I cast it.
It's in the Mystic China book, page what?
78.
78.
All right.
I just got dinged.
Was that you or me?
It was
Oh,
me,
it
right?
was you. Okay. Characters with psychic sensitivity can often catch a glimpse of ghosts near places where someone has died, usually as a result of a murder or violent accidental death. However, what is seen is usually just a few wisps of or shifting shadows. This spell pours chi energy into the scene of death, allowing observers to clearly see and hear the actual haunting. Oh, okay. According to the Chinese, ghosts are usually
That is not me.
the Hun portion of the soul. All right.
Interesting.
See, every character has a place.
So when you're done reading it, I'm gonna burn my paper and I'm gonna cast that spell.
Okay.
And get smoked out.
So for you, Jay, you're watching him. He's going into a prayer. He pulls out this paper. It's a colored paper. Blue? Is it blue or which one?
It's a white piece of paper.
White
with
or blue,
writing.
right? Okay, so he pulls out this white sheet of paper, and it's like rice paper, and then he takes a lighter to it, sets it on fire, and in that moment, the smoke from that fire just it's instead of just going straight up into the air, it just starts to wisp and expand beyond what a mere sheet of paper should. So you reflexively take a couple of steps back as he's in his chant, and this pseudo scene just of these shadows dancing here and there appear. The scene itself, you can see one man. He's in a combat stance. He has you can't really make out his features, but he's in a suit, and he is fighting these shadows that are similarly shaped with the daggers of the assassins from the club. This man that's fighting them, he is doing so in a manner where you can tell he's highly skilled in hand-to-hand combat, to the point where he's taken out a couple, with some blocking moves. You don't recognize the form, but he's, with one, he spins him as the guy takes a swing. He uses his own momentum to spin him around, grab him by his neck, and snap that, and throw him into another person. But from behind him, there's the wisps of the last the last wisps of that smoke. It looks like it's coming up from behind he has his back to the fountain as he's fighting. So it looks like something's coming up from behind him. It can't make it out because this is what kills him. You can see he does that reflexive thing where he gets stabbed from behind and then looks down and reaches for the blade, and that's when the smoke finally disappears.
So while that scene was playing, I pull out my book and I write down everything that I'm seeing.
Okay.
In as much detail as possible.
Which, again, you're a layman. Jay, do you have specifically any skills regarding magic, any skills regarding anything that could help you to better quantify what you just saw, as opposed to, like, say, you were just tripping on a mushroom high?
Wait a minute. I can see what he's seeing?
You saw everything that he saw.
How is that?
Because that's the way the spell is written.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and to that effect, there are a couple of onlookers, not the whole park, but people that there was two older women that just stopped. The scene was broken by one of them dropping a bottle and it crashing on the ground.
Wow. Only thing I've got is Zanshin, kind of like an awareness, a chi awareness.
Okay.
I don't know if that would apply here.
That's more like a martial art awareness, right? Where you can't get surprised. Then no.
Right. No, I don't have anything.
So for the sake of the character's reaction, I would imagine it is one of shock that this kid, this Chinese dude, and he is, what are you? He's 30. So this Chinese dude just politely asks you for a ride, takes you to this spot in the park while you're talking with him, trying to get some information without giving him too much, and then he shows you that.
Mm-hmm.
Without skipping a beat, pulls out a book, a book where he just starts writing.
Mm-hmm. And I could tell that was young Shinjo.
The shadows doesn't the smoke, the whole scene played out where the faces weren't necessarily clearly visible.
Okay.
But the main person who died, though, that's the lady's son, right?
Yes.
That's definitely identifiable, right?
Definitely identifiable, right. Yes.
Okay.
So I know this is where Shinjo died.
Yes. The reports are this is where he died.
Okay. Lee, what the hell was that? In my best Chris Tucker. Lee, what the hell was that?
What the hell was that?
So
Mira esa vaina. ¿Qué es eso?
towards the end of my recording what had just happened, I tell them that that was the deceased soul showing the events of what had happened from
How
his
did you do
viewpoint.
that?
Just like
Ain't it Chinese secret? Yes, Chinese.
Yeah, that's a perfect answer.
I don't know. I tell them it's a charm that I made.
Wow. That brings some things into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was writing everything down.
So again, in this universe, metahumans do exist. So it's not that this is the first time you've seen anyone do anything. You've seen TV of people doing incredible things, but
So I thought for a
you've
second,
never
I looked at him,
I
actually
I'm
didn't
like,
seen
expect
it.
it from him, though.
You've never even actually seen it up close.
Right.
For
I
a second,
definitely didn't expect it from him.
No.
for a hot second, I stop and I look at him. I'm like, that's right. You're not from Japan or China, are you?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean everybody in the world, everybody over here does stuff like that.
So I tell him, well, in your part of the world, this would be just ghosts, and here on this side of the world, particularly, I know more about China than I do about Japan. But in China, the afterlife is closely connected to everybody. So spirits and ghosts and stuff like that aren't that unusual here. They have their tales to tell, and all you gotta do is ask sometimes.
Let's see.
So Lou, I'm gonna get a knife like this.
Nice.
So what did we just learn from there that we didn't know before?
So after I finish jotting down my notes from everything I just saw, I go back to my notes and look at them. Well, for starters, this kid was attacked by assailants that wielded the same kind of weapons that were used against us in the club.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever killed him was a group of was from those people. So now it becomes important to find out who they were.
Now that's odd.
Why they were after him.
The going theory was that those people were sent by Shinjo, but obviously Shinjo wouldn't go killing her own son.
Absolutely not.
So
She hired me to find out.
We're talking about a third party here.
She had asked me to find out what happened to her son.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just found out.
Well, I just found out that he got killed by those people, but I didn't
own
find
people.
Out.
Well, you know what? It could very well still be her own people.
That means she has opponents within her own corporation that's after her. Or at the very least felt like whatever it is that he had, they needed more than they needed him.
You know what's cool, Lou? Printed knives. Printed knives are good too.
Is it 3D printed?
Anyway, now that I saw what happened, I gotta get a piece of glass. I can try and talk to him, but I have to.
You can actually talk to him?
Yeah, depending on how long he's been dead. If he's only been dead, from what I understand, it's only been a week, so it shouldn't be too hard. But then at least now I know that it happened here, so that helps. Lou, so my other spell, the other spell I have, is called Open Window on Afterlife, which is on the next, like right after.
Okay.
Oh,
all right. Hold that. And for Hino, there was after a couple of hours of him conducting his business, he finally he gets up. He says, "Let's go," and not just to you, but to all his guys as they get up.
Entourage.
Yes. And there's once you get to the front, there's at least 4 SUVs waiting, and he gets into his. His men point you to the front. He's a you. They say, "Rookie, get to the front."
Okay.
So he's, he's like, yeah. If anyone hits the first car, you're the. If anyone hits us, they usually hit the first car. So
Okay.
you go 1st. All right. The all told, the time is going to dilate to the evening, and that's where I'm going to leave it for now. We are going to pick this up the next time. I don't have a date, but hopefully everyone will be available. We'll do this on Wednesdays if we can, and as schedules permit. So, for Lee C, J Esa Vaina, and Hinobano Nobu, peace out, everybody.